it occurred to me that multitasking came first when we began to take pride in multitasking, then multimedia, then social media, and all the multis came multiplying into our lives. And it occurred to me that when we switch on a social media channel today, we are absolutely inundated and avalanched by such a variety of visuals and audios and narratives and news and ideologies and health tips and everything under the sun comes rushing through into our sensorial stuff. It is so awfully, what can I say, so awfully choking in terms of an information sweep that the brain must be terribly multitasked, multi-fragmented, multi-fractured, and multi many other things. In our time, when we were children and all this was not available, we did what children did. But I don't want to make a generational story out of it. What I am trying to say here is when we read a book, for instance, there was a one pointedness. We entered a story, a fantasy, a different scenario, a different reality. And we felt all the feelings that were written down inside those pages. And we traveled with the author on his little journey of mind or experience or whatever. So there was a one pointedness, which is why I think we are more able to connect, and I don't mean this in an elitist way, but we are more able to connect to our spiritual side, our soul factor, our consciousness. We're able to connect more because we have that one pointedness despite being sufficiently exposed to the onslaught of the social media. And post COVID, post lockdowns, when there was very little else to do but to junk out the mind and let it be engulfed in this passing time audiovisual inundation, there was little else to do. And so a whole lot of humanity somehow got sucked into its tyranny of addiction. And now it's just itchy fingers all the time. There's a ping, you got to see it. And that's what's happened to us. We've become electronic prisoners, which has snatched away our capacity for one pointedness. And without one pointedness, there is no spirit recognition possible. We have to understand this. And now I understand why, in the age of Buddha, in the days of Buddha, he had banned his bhikshus from theater and music, etc. Not to um, criticize the arts, that is not my intention, but because all these kind of mental stimuli tend to take away that one pointedness. It can happen, it can happen in the tantric sense. Everything is embraced, but definitely not to lead away from spirit. Everything is embraced to transmute into spirit. But this is not the case here. There is not just the stimuli, there's also the invisible aspect of radiation. That too must be seen for what it is.